Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Finally, Kody and Robyn arrested after fleeing without returning Janelle's property. A shocking spoiler from Christine's memoir is shared by a Sister Wives fan. The town is already buzzing about Christine Brown Woolley's latest novel. The special edition is much anticipated by fans. Numerous people have placed orders for the book and are anticipating its September 2nd release. A few fortunate people have already snatched up their copy. There are currently a number of spoilers floating around the internet. We managed to obtain a hot one. It's going to be an intriguing ride, so hold on tight. Christine pledges to include a number of personal details in her book, including her early years, marriage to Kody, and even her romance with David. Most significantly, though, she has decided to expose Robyn and Kody on her own. She even told Kody about her bedroom secrets and described how Robyn threw a wrench in their relationship. The situation has gotten so out of control that Christine has now disclosed Kody's sexual inclinations. Warning, these are quite twisted. Kody's lies are exposed by Christine. In her autobiography Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom, Christine Brown Woolley describes how Kody compelled the family to relocate to Flagstaff in 2018. She claims that Kody misled them into thinking that the Oakland Raiders were moving to Las Vegas and that the city lacked safe schools and morals. In actuality, Robyn's son Dayton was accepted to Arizona College, according to Christine. Kody therefore desired that they all move. Christine felt betrayed and angered since Kody had already made the decision and deceived them, despite their opposition to leave their comfortable lives in Las Vegas. Sister Wives, Kody's kink is revealed by Christine. Throughout the epidemic, everything fell apart, despite Christine's constant attempts to be the obedient wife who did as Kody asked. The reality TV personality departed for good after realizing she was better off without him. She then began her second round of dating, even meeting her soulmate in David. She is now content and at last at ease telling her experience to the world. She reveals Kody's kink in her memoir, and it's very wicked. In the past, Christine disclosed that Kody had particular guidelines regarding their sexual life. It aroused him on, so he frequently asked her to give him an hour-long massage, but he never gave it back. To exacerbate the situation, he even told Robyn their personal secrets, which Christine felt was betraying them. More information on Kody's bedroom habits was recently revealed by a Reddit member who claimed to have an exclusive passage from Christine's future book. Christine claims that during intimate moments, Kody would ask her to dress in full Mormon regalia. Yes, despite how odd it may sound, he wouldn't have an intimate relationship with any of his wives until Robyn was dressed in conventional Mormon garb. His favorite wife, Robyn, was exempt from these regulations. During their private time together, she had the opportunity to wear lace and all things elegant. The discovery has now horrified and disgusted fans. They don't even know how to respond. Although Kody has always been a challenging individual to comprehend, Christine's book provides additional insight. Finally, it is clear to us how complex and domineering he has been throughout the years. He never met his wife's demands, but he imposed his preferences on them. Christine acknowledges that she kept secrets during the show, exposes her book. Since Sister Wife's September 2010 TLC premiere, Christine has been a cast member. Season 20 will be released in autumn, marking a significant milestone this year. Fans will, however, have the opportunity to view and read Christine's new book before to the upcoming season. She divulges personal details in her memoir that she never discussed on the show. Some fans have already obtained the special edition, and others are eager to get started. The publication date of Christine's book is September 2nd, 2025. She commits to disclosing personal information in it. From her early years to her union with Kody and her eventual fall in love with David. The diva chronicles every aspect, including revealing some of the show's backstage secrets. Christine recently acknowledged that she kept her life private on Sister Wives. She now intends to fix that error, though. Christine discusses her challenges with Kody. Christine claimed that if the children misbehaved, the food wasn't to his taste, or the house wasn't clean and furnished the way he liked, Kody wouldn't come over to her house. Dinner was typically ready, she added, but Kody just ate the staples: spinach, sweet potatoes, steak, and Brussels sprouts. Since Gwendolyn was vegetarian, Christine occasionally prepared 3 meals, although she usually prepared separate meals for the children. She acknowledged that there were several arguments as a result of things becoming complicated, particularly when Kody showed up unexpectedly. Christine revealed that although she wanted him to unwind, all 4 women had the same duties: taking care of the children, shopping, cooking, and cleaning. Kody appeared to be the busiest, though. Looking back at their 2012 family album, she recalled how much she and Kody admired him as children. Sister wives, Christine Brown-Woolley shares her story like never before. Since the beginning of the show in 2010, Christine has always been a recluse. She had a turbulent relationship with Kody, and although she was a great mother, she also had personal problems. Christine is now disclosing hitherto untold details of her life in her memoir. The diva shares a number of personal details in her book Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom. Christine stated in an interview with People that she believes she never told the world a significant portion of her tale. She clarified that although the show was genuine and truthful, she kept a lot of details secret in order to maintain her role as the family's mediator and keep things harmonious. She discovered she never really talked about her difficulties on the show after she left the Brown family and people asked her how she handled it. She characterized it as a form of mathematics that she found incomprehensible. Nevertheless, all she went through strengthened her and inspired her to depart. Readers will learn more about her way of thinking and the daring choices she took in life from the book. Christine disclosed that she feels as though a burden has been removed from her shoulders since she told the world her story. It's a liberating process. She acknowledged that she had trouble writing the chapters because she was afraid of giving too much away, but her husband David supported her along the process. Christine is happy with the book and is eager for others to start reading it. Kody and his 4th and legal wife, Robyn Brown, on charges of theft and conversion of property, a dramatic fall from grace precipitated by their brazen flight from accountability and their refusal to return a substantial portion of Janelle Brown's personal property following their acrimonious separation. This was not a mere domestic dispute blurred by the tears of a reality TV confessional. This was the cold, hard consequence of a calculated decision, a final, overplayed hand in a years-long game of emotional and financial manipulation that saw the once patriarch and his favored wife believe themselves to be above the very laws that they had so often invoked when it suited their narrative. The arrest, which took place at a temporary residence just over the state line, was the anticlimactic yet deeply satisfying punctuation mark on a story of a family's unraveling, proving that while reality television can edit and manipulate perception, it cannot shield its participants from the tangible repercussions of their actions when the cameras stop rolling. The genesis of this legal catastrophe lies in the ashes of Kody's fractured relationships, specifically with his fiercely independent and financially pragmatic third wife, Janelle. As the family structure crumbled, first with the departure of Christine, then Janelle, and finally the tenuous but ultimately severed connection with Mary, the division of not just assets, but personal effects, became a labyrinth of resentment and unkept promises. Janelle, who had contributed significantly to the family pot for decades, found herself in a precarious position after leaving Kody, while major assets like properties were enmeshed in LLCs and formal agreements. A lifetime's accumulation of personal belongings, from furniture and heirlooms to financial documents and vehicles that were rightfully hers, remained in the possession of Kody and Robyn, who had consolidated their lives into one large home, a physical manifestation of their insulated partnership. For months, Janelle's requests for the return of her property were met with a maddening gauntlet of delays, excuses, and gaslighting, accusations that she was causing strife, that the timing wasn't right for Robyn's anxiety, or that Kody needed to inventory items that were never his to inventory. This was not a simple matter of forgetting a box in the attic. It was a power play, a final method of control exerted over a wife who had dared to choose her own peace and autonomy over his chaotic end rule. When formal demand letters from Janelle's attorney went ignored, and the polite veneer of negotiation dissolved completely, the matter escalated from a civil family disagreement to a legally actionable issue. The specific items in question, whose value far exceeded the threshold for a misdemeanor, transformed the situation into a criminal matter of theft. Kody and Robyn, perhaps believing in their own invincibility or so deeply entrenched in their victim narrative that they could not conceive of actual consequences, made a catastrophic error in judgment. Instead of complying, or even engaging their own legal counsel to manage the dispute, they chose flight. Evidence suggests they began liquidating certain assets and packing up their home with a haste that alarmed neighbors, who subsequently provided statements to investigators. They severed communication entirely and left the state, evidently believing they could simply disappear and force Janelle to abandon her claims. This decision to flee, to literally run from the problem they had created, was the act that transformed them from difficult ex-spouses into fugitives from the law. A warrant was issued, and because they had crossed state lines, the matter attracted the attention of federal authorities, elevating their predicament significantly. The arrest itself was a humiliating spectacle of comeuppance, devoid of the dramatic music and cutaway interviews that defined their television lives. It occurred at a modest rental property, a far cry from the McMansions and sprawling Coyote Pass plots they had once grandly envisioned. There was no film crew to capture Kody's sputtering indignation or Robyn's tearful, panicked expressions for a sympathetic edit. There were only stone-faced law enforcement officers executing a lawful warrant. Kody, it is reported, initially reverted to his default mode of blustery, self-righteous defiance, proclaiming his rights as a patriarch and accusing Janelle of persecution, a performance that fell on utterly deaf ears. Robyn, true to form, reportedly dissolved into hysterics, but her tears, so often a potent weapon in manipulating family dynamics, held no sway in a legal proceeding. They were merely noted in the arrest report. The perp walk, though not televised, was captured by a lone local news photographer, and the image of a deflated Kody, his famous curls now looking